Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of the Mantic Universe podcast. As you can tell by the dulcet tones of my adorable voice, yes, it's right, it's me, Captain Flash Danny Graves, the roving reporter, out again, speaking to the public and finding out all the fun stuff that you guys are doing out there. Today, I'm at the second biggest UK tournament, which is the Kings of Warfare 3. We're in Farnborough, which is an airport and an event centre, so we've got lovely planes sitting out in the distance while we're in a big cavernous space, which is kind of yet still intimate. There's over 500 tournament players here and 44 players of Kings of War. Every year the tournament's growing and we've been having a great time. So I'm going to be speaking to some of the players, some other people as well. I might just grab some random off the street and let's see what's happening down in Farnborough. And not only is Warfare a gaming tournament, but it's also a massive trade show. There are a huge amount of traders here. And I bumped into an old buddy, Andy, who runs the game shop in Aldershot. Andy, tell us about the shop.
Oh yeah, right, this is a shop that has been open for 40 plus years now, I think.
I think I came to a Warhammer tournament there in about 2004.
Very, very likely. So yeah, I grew up there. And now I'm like assistant manager there. We run it to keep it going for the community predominantly. Our main focus is to help people make friends in the wargaming community, but also role play and board games and card games and everything like that. We get 300 to 400 people through the door playing games during a week.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and we thought we'd give this show a go because it's literally 5 minutes down the road. We're sending people to the shop after they finish here. Yeah, it's been good fun.
Good to see local community growing. We've got a huge amount of Battletech here. I've never played it myself. Yeah. How does that work then?
That's a good question. It's a game my manager is very passionate about and he decided to buy loads for the store. But because we have so much stock of it, we end up supplying people all the way up in Scotland sometimes because they know this is the place to buy Battletech, basically.
Awesome. Obviously, I mainly play Mantic Games and the pit, which is funnily enough right next door to you, so we do that. But I do know a lot of people like extra stuff like Battletech.
Yeah, cool.
Who doesn't love big robots?
Exactly.
Cool.
We've got a really good Blood Bowl community at the shop still, like 20 to 30 players in our seasons. Next year we're going to be doing Warhammer 40k tournaments every other month. Blood Bowl events every 3 months. Yeah, it's going really good. We're getting back to what it was like pre-COVID, basically.
About time.
Yeah, it's good.
I think Richard Laking, one of our guys, he comes down and plays Firefight.
He is going to run a Epic event this year.
Awesome. Yeah, I know he loves Epic.
Yeah.
Sometimes, Richard, you coming to this? He's like, no, I'm playing Epic. In fact, when I was little, one of the first things I ever got was 6 plastic Warhound Titans for like a tenner in a box.
I think the first model I ever remember buying was at the shop. It was an Elder Jet bike. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Andy. Hope you have a lovely day and pop over and see you later. Cool. Cheers, bye. And we're here with tournament organizer himself, Mike Smith.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And you're here with your two brothers helping you out as well?
Yep, Chris and Andy are both here. We've all made this terrain at the Kings of Warfare 3 tournament at the Warfare trade show in Farnborough.
I've already done all the introductions. I don't want to hear about all that. What I want to hear about is how you made all this gorgeous terrain.
So these pub tables in front of us are actually scratch built from a series of plastic kits, but also traditional wargaming bits like balsa wood, foam core, cardboard, the usual.
And that's just not the pub table. No. You've got void tables, you've got a mushroom table, which is spectacular.
Made out of foam and Crayola model magic. We've got a jungle table, we've got a siege table, an inside a city table, a mine table.
And every single table has got a themed bit of terrain. And tell me about some of the special rules you're using on them.
So all the special rules for the terrain, some of them are found in books like Happy's Rift. We've kind of got that set of rules and run with it. So it's all rules that should be available in the game. So we've got terrain that causes weakness on you. We've got wizard towers that give you an extra magic dice. We've got bark skin forests. We've got reverse hills in a mine. What else have we got?
everything.
Everything,
Everything,
anything.
Mike.
Every special rule is available on a table in some form.
And I was just saying, this is the second biggest Kings of War event in the country now.
Yes, yeah. Now, so obviously behind Clash, we're never going to compete with Clash, but we are.
That's not the attitude. Compete with Clash.
Maybe in 10 years' time we'll be competing with them. But we
No, 5.
We have 44 players here today, which I think is great. I'm very happy with 44.
Beautiful. Gonna get some more next year.
Hopefully, yeah.
We're in quite a big space here.
We have unlimited space. Next year, I'll have to maybe hope the companion is better next year. Who knows? But yeah, 50 would be a nice round number to reach.
Beautiful. Right, I'll let you get on with actually doing some proper work, and I'll catch you later.
Thank you.
And we're here for Kings of War, but let's face it, it's not just the best Kings of War game. It's tied with Firefight, and I've managed to accost the RC hero himself, Matt Green. What have we got coming up for Firefight in the next year? If you're not allowed to tell me, make something up and make it good.
Okay, I think you could look out at the Christmas blogs and maybe wait for that. Might give you some information on some changes and balances and those sorts of things.
Oh, there's a gleam in his eye, boys and girls. He's
Yeah.
practically vibrating with excitement. It better be something good, Matt.
And
You're building it up.
Carrying a nice little pile of these free small rule books, which I'm going to try and thrust into people's hands when they're not looking.
Don't give one to me, because I'm already 100% sold on Firefight. It is a fantastic game.
I'm going to try and sneak them into the sales area over there, even though I'm wearing the wrong colour band to get in there at the moment.
Give them out to random people. What about that guy? Go give one to him. And him.
I'm going to try and
And
find
him.
Matt Ramsden in the pit and thrust them upon him.
I think I'll go over and see Matt Matt later for a little bit of an interview. I got my Clash of Kings off him this
Nice.
year. So this is your first tournament this year, is it?
My first tournament over a year.
Oh man.
So, yeah,
Well,
it's good fun.
enjoying yourself, that's cool. But it's hard to get to tournaments when you're running them yourself. So
it is time consuming.
I looked the other day, I've got my tickets for your first 3 next year. So what have you got coming up?
We have got Kings of War singles in May. We've got Firefight singles on the Sunday of that same weekend.
Yeah!
And then we've got doubles Kings of War that's March. May is our doubles Kings of War.
Beautiful.
So,
I'll be
always
the
fun.
ringer, so even if you want to come to the doubles event and you don't have a friend, don't worry guys, I'll be your friend.
Play
So
with
nobody
Daniel.
misses out. Everybody come and play with Daniel. And I shouted that out, and some people are walking past me, looking at me. You're wearing a fez. Why do you wear a fez?
Because that's my name, sir. I am the Fez, the one, the only.
It's an absolute lie. His name's Eddie. I remember him when we all used to work in Games Workshop, and he used to work in the Guildford Star. Eddie, what are you up to here today?
Playing Flames of War. We're joining a big 26-player tournament with double lists, so lots of list checking. World War II historical stuff.
Great. Is it like reenacting actual historical events, or is it just like you've got some cool terrain and like beat each other up?
It's a bit of both. So we're doing a Normandy themed one, so it's the invasion of France, liberation of that. So we've themed it down. So we've got none of the really weird late war stuff and none of the really weird early war stuff. So it's a bit of a theme, and it's good fun. We've got the Pegasus Bridge and the glider landings and stuff like that for the terrain.
A bridge made of Pegasus, is it?
It's Pegasi.
Oh, you're using big words to confuse me now.
There you go.
Awesome. Have fun with your tournament. And
Cheers, man.
have a lot of fun. I'll catch you later.
Bye bye.
From the Shadow of the Reaper boys, Mark, you look sad. How did your game go?
I got spanked, absolutely mullered.
Big red bottom right now.
Oh God, yes. Rob Phipps spanked me well and truly. By my turn 2, before I even got to play my turn 2, I was 4 units down and I was playing ogres, and it went from bad to worse. Managed to come out with 1 VP. That was it.
Oh, well, one's better than nothing. So, you are well known as being the scenario king. What do you think of all the new scenarios in the Clash of Kings book?
Well, apart from one of them, I wrote them. So, yeah.
So, if you've got any complaints, dear listeners, this is Mark.
Hello.
You know where to find him.
Yeah, the one which Awakened Giants, I think it's going to be trying to get into the etc. is basically treat it as blocking until they awaken, and then they start moving.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've had a read of it. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's stupid fun. Play it every year at the club, or variants of it. But yeah.
And compass points. We just played it.
Yep.
Fresh out of the Clash of Kings book, and it's one of my favourite.
Cool.
I absolutely love it. It's got that similar pillage kind of feel,
but really spread out.
It's spread out. It's very tactical, about back and forth, and just played against an elemental army, and fortunately I'm using my Basilians. Managed to outshoot it, add more chaff, better hammers, just had the drop on it. So
what did you end up scoring?
6-1 in the end.
Cool.
just ignored the Earth Elemental regiment out on the flank and got everything else. Had some really bad luck, but he had worse. And Sisterhood hordes, oh baby! And rather stupidly, now they've got command dice. You've just given them Thunderous Charge 1 as well. So
yeah. I mean, command dice is one of those which I think everyone's got to play, get bedded in with it, and then we can see where we go with it.
Yeah, I did the podcast with Chris, give my initial thing. I've done about 8 test games now, and like I said in the podcast, I don't like it. I can say that now because I don't have Chris talking over me and changing the bloody subject before I got to my points. In fact, they were actually teasing me on the podcast, Mark. It was very upsetting. Clem said it's like a religious fervour. I don't think the sky's falling. They're not horrendous, but I think they're just a bit of a poo on top of a otherwise tasty cake. There's so much you can do with the game, and it's not a way I'd like it going.
I mean, as their first iteration in, I think there's a lot of room to grow with it, and I think it all depends on how 4 handles other things, because it depends on what they do with it. It could be combined with auras or triggering spells, or I don't know, because I'm not part of writing the 4 rules, but it's a seeding ground of going, is this a nugget of an idea which they can pursue?
I think we've got enough with all the auras, magic. I think there's enough of that. Command dice, because you can do it to any unit at any time. I think it's just pushing it too much.
But it's whether or not it's the any unit, any time is still going to be.
Yeah, I like little things like the Thunderous Charge is only going to be on ogre or human units in the Basilian army. But again, you're giving that to Paladin Knights have now got Thunderous Charge 3. They're deleting stuff on the flank.
Yeah.
There's ways of countering with that, but it's just unexpected.
Yeah. But then we had the same sort of arguments with all auras.
Yeah.
So when we started getting the auras, there was the same arguments of the gotchas with the auras, going, oh, you moved that, I wasn't considering that, blah blah blah.
So that's the point. At what point do we stop adding on all these extra auras?
So I think there's potential to streamline things back down, but how that streamlines, whether or not that's with command dice, without command dice, is yet to be seen.
Yep, fair enough. I say give them a test. Some people, I've had people message me saying thanks for doing the podcast. They didn't like it. Other people have absolutely loved them. So give them a try, see what you like.
Yeah.
If you like them,
happy days.
Cool. If you don't, well, they're only optional until they're not optional. So if you don't like them, then make sure you let everybody know you don't like them now, because otherwise you're stuck with them. And
you'll get, I mean, at the moment we've got quite a few tournaments not using them, but I think come 25 there'll be quite a few using them, because to get people used to them. And from there it'll be part way through the 25 season where I think you'd get a bit more of a temperature check, because you'd have a lot more people playing them.
You've got more data.
Yeah. And I think it's only then that you can go whether or not it's crap tuned or just tweak a few bits up and recost a couple of bits.
Yeah.
Because I think some of it could be just down to costing of some things, and others it could be the dice cost or the command points cost. So I think until you got the data in, you can't recost it.
But because of that, it's going to affect some units better than others. So then you're going to have to recost that particular unit because of the effect that command dice is having. And
yeah,
I think the RC have given themselves a hell of a lot of extra work.
But I think that a lot of the bedding it into unit cost, if it happens, would be in version 4.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's the layer on top as opposed to bedded fully in.
Yeah. Cool. So hope you do well with the rest of the event.
Thank you.
Mark Dell's actually brought a little Dead Zone board
Ooh.
So I might go and give him a game. So dinner breaks are long, boring. I've nearly done all my shopping, so I might go have a play some Dead Zone. Cheers, Mark. Catch you later, Gator. Explaining to me about his spanking. I'm in the loser's corner again, chatting to Ash and Todd. I interviewed you both at Clash when you'd both had really bad experiences. So this time, Todd, tell me, how are you doing in this tournament?
Where did they hurt?
3 losses and 1 win. Not great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was one of those losses against me?
Yeah, it was.
Damn shame.
And I thought I was winning, like turn 4.
Yeah, so was I, man. That was one of the closest. I was queer. I apologise to everybody and the tables around us, the tables around them. In fact, the entire hall for the amount of swearing I was doing. But it's Todd's birthday. I think seeing my frustration was like a pretty good birthday present for you.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, it's been emotional, this tournament.
And you, Ash, how have you done this weekend?
Oh, exactly the same. 3 losses, 1 win.
Oh, seriously, guys, what's wrong with you?
In fairness,
You're good players. You shouldn't be doing this.
In fairness, my first game was Chris Lynch.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you off. First time we played here, I ended up playing Chris twice.
Oh God.
One was a draw, and the other one I lost by 1 point. It was like, oh, he's not invincible, kids. He's not invincible, but it turns out he mostly is.
It's very, very hard to play though. And then I had Ed Housing for my last one, playing Trident Realms.
Ed is the professor. Is always a delight to play.
Yeah, no, he was a wonderful game. Just dragged me out of a draw into a loss.
Well, I'm
which
on.
is a massive shame. But oh well, it was a fun game.
I lost against Matt Goody's beautiful halflings first round, but I've won my next 3, so
Oh, very nice.
I'm going to have to play somebody vicious like John Quayle or Rob Phipps or Florence in the last round.
Yeah, good luck. I'm sitting at the bottom, so I'm going to have a nice easy one.
Yeah, it's all right for some. Right, cheers, guys. Catch you later. And chatting with Florence. As we know, Warfare is also a big trade show. Looks like you've got a big bag of goodies there, Florence. What have you got?
I picked up some Shields Wolf minis here. Got a lovely plastic set of Aravases archers, whatever they are, but I'm going to run them as Sisterhood. A load of mostly naked girls with big swords.
Can't ever complain at that. It's one of my favourite things in life.
So I've heard, Danny. I've got some more of these Landsknecht Ogres. Great set from War Games Atlantic. I've got one set at home already. I mean, they're everything you want in a palace guard. But ogre mercenaries, you know, put them with your kingdoms of whatever army. Got some little plant bits. Got some trees. Got some paints. Got old speed paints. The ones I've used the most and run out of.
All I've managed to buy is some spray paint and glue so far. But
Oh, well reminded. I need to get some spray paint actually. I need some white primer.
So you're going to be running Basilians next year?
Maybe. I had such a rough time against them last week before.
What happened, Florence? Was it a really bad game?
Some bastard, gave me a really tough time.
I would apologise, but that still keeps my 100% win record against you, I believe.
Your time will come, Danny Graves.
I've heard that many times before, and I don't believe it. Sorry, Florence. And now I'm here with Matt Ramsden, who runs the amazing Pit Gaming Shop.
Hello.
From Boreham Wood. But you're not in Boreham Wood today.
No,
You're here.
we are in sunny Farnborough.
And looking at your Facebook, you're everywhere.
Well, we
constantly.
do try. We do
How many
try.
shows have you managed to get to this year?
We're by the end of the year, we should have done over about 80.
Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
so-
I'm surprised you're not knackered.
Oh, yeah, I'm completely, completely. But we'll sleep when we're dead.
For those of you who've never used the Pit before, it stocks an amazing range of Mantic games. The Pit have been super supportive of the community in the southeast. I buy most of my Mantic stuff from here, to be honest. In fact, I've still got several from years ago that I still haven't painted.
Yes.
And now I'm here to buy some more. I'm
Wonderful.
gonna get that little Night Stalker ambush box.
I like
and
this.
I'm gonna convert my Trident Realms. They've just been redone in Clash of Kings. So I want to convert a load up, redo them, have another army again. And best of all, kids, you get a bit of a discount from Matt.
That's
so
it.
he's a super lovely guy.
Got to have a bargain, haven't you?
Beautiful. So what's your web store?
The pitgamingshop.co.uk. You can find us on there. We're on all the social medias. We've got our own show coming up in December, Recon in Pudsey. So get along to that one.
Perfect. Pudsey, I actually used to live in Pudsey.
I know,
It was my first home when I was teeny tiny. I can't remember it. In fact, I'd gone up north and I was like, really wanted the new Halfling Poachers. And you messaged me as like, yeah, I've got some. I'm like, brilliant. I'll pop into the shop. Oh, I pop into the shop on the way down, and he's like, I'm not in the shop, I'm in Pudsey. That's even better, I'm up north. So I drove across to Pudsey.
That's right,
In the
I remember
traffic
that.
jam on the way, a lorry pulled out and took my wing mirror off. And I was like, I was so annoyed.
Oh, no.
But you gave me some halfling goodness.
That's it,
From
that's
Pudsey.
it. Makes it all better.
It saved my day. So he's here. He's not just a brilliant shopkeeper.
We're everywhere.
He's here to save the day for
That's it.
everyone. Cheers, Matt.
No worries.
Thanks a lot. And as I said before, there's over 500 tournament players here. And apparently there's also a Song of Ice and Fire, some proper Game of Thrones going on. Another rank and flank. So I thought I'd talk to one of them. And just turns out one of my best friends from my Viking sword fighting team, Valhalla, is Pascal is here playing it. So, hey buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. So, tell me about this game of yours. How does it work? What happens?
So it's rank and flank, but all the units are on standard size bases. So an infantry unit is 3x4, 3 ranks of 4 models. Cavalry bases are 2 ranks of 2, but each horse has 3 wounds.
Similar to Kings of War, we have like it used to be the individual bases, but it's all on multi-bases now. So when unit models die, do they count as wound counters?
Yeah, so for infantry, essentially, each model is a wound counter. But like on the table in front of us, we've got giants who are their own special thing. There's also like chariots and special hero models and stuff that have their own rules, and they just get wound tokens to track it down.
So how do the characters work? I see you've got a lot of extra cards.
Yeah, so a character in a unit just adds their abilities to the unit. So like on this table, we've got Victorian Greyjoy and some Ironborn Reavers. So their base stats is just the Ironborn Reavers, but then Victorian makes him super angry. But when he's down to just one model, he doesn't have 2 wounds or anything. He doesn't have any like super morale just by himself. He's just a guy with his abilities. Like,
cool. How's the tournament going? Is it how many games do you play in a day? How long does a game take?
Yesterday we played 3 games over the day, but that was the standard size, so that was 40 points. And yeah, 3 rounds. Today we're playing a smaller game format, only 30 points, much faster round timers. So round times today is only an hour and a quarter, whereas standard for like 40 points is anywhere between an hour and 45 to 2 hours.
It's similar to Kings of War. We're playing 1995. It would be 2000, but the 5-point difference means you're using a different selection,
right.
So you can't have 3 of something.
Yeah.
It stops people saying, this is the best unit, I'm going to have all of them.
Sure.
So it balances out a little bit, and it's about 2 hours a game for us as well. So,
the key features about Song that I love, that is the reason why I've played, like, I've got over 250 games logged. I do as many events as I can get to.
we have a master's list. Have you got like a...
Yeah, so we've got a guy called Carlo up north. He, I'm showing you, but it's not going to come through the mic. So we've got the site, Song of Ice and Fire stats, so you can see the history of your games, how the factions are all ranked, because every unit and every commander has its own rating. And then the top ranked players in the world, and there's huge databases of all this you can rifle through if you're a big old nerd.
Yeah, we've got something similar.
And the rating you get when you win or lose depends on your rating, your opponent's rating, and the commander's rating of the commanders you're both using.
I think what all the dear listeners at home really want to know is, where are you on that list, Pascal?
I am currently, last I checked, I was 30th in the UK, but more importantly, I was 2 points above Joel, who was 31st. Yeah. So the things that I love about the game is the fast-paced alternating activations. So you're always next on the ball. You have a hand of tactics cards as well, some of which are responses to things your opponent does on their turn. So you're fully engaged during your opponent's turn. You never know, like, stuff might not work out how you expect it to. They might have some kind of response, and also the tactics board. So instead of activating a unit on the board, you can activate a non-combat unit who's like a political figure or like a religious leader or something, and they can take one of these zones that have exclusive control, and they let you do something fun. So if I take the swords, that lets me take an attack. I control the swords, which might modify some of my abilities. It might add some kickers on my tactics cards. and then also you can't take the swords that round.
I zoned out halfway through that,
Yeah.
but I got the gist. It
That's
sounds
fine.
pretty.
You can listen back to it. Yeah.
So how well are you doing this weekend?
Yesterday I came, I think, 7th out of 24, 26, with a standard loss. So a standard victory, a standard loss, and then I got a crushing win. I tabled my opponent in the last game. Today so far I've had a crushing win and then a standard loss. So against the same guy who beat me yesterday.
I'm currently on 3 wins and 1 loss, so
Very nice.
going into the last game. I'm not sure I'll pull off a podium. If I get a crushing win in this one, there's a chance I might just skirt.
Nice.
I'm currently about 10th in the UK, so if
Cool.
I can just keep up there, I qualify for Masters. I've qualified for Masters anyway because I am statistically the best free dwarf player in the world.
I was going to say, is your free dwarf rating at risk here? Or?
No,
Okay.
no one can touch me. In fact, I played a free dwarf player, Heath. He's a lovely guy,
Yeah.
but I just looked at her and was like, I'm not having this, and smacked him
His
down.
army's gorgeous as well. I love the way he's done the basing on his,
Yeah,
on his units.
no, they're all dead.
Yeah.
I'm still the master. They're free,
Very
so you
nice.
can't actually have a king of the free dwarves.
Yeah.
I think I should have a crown anyway. I don't know, maybe I'll get an intimate piercing made of gold, or something like that, you know.
Sure, yeah.
The free dwarves are the punk rockers, man. You gotta...
So, some kind of certificate, you know?
Yeah. Or an ass tattoo or something.
Yeah.
I've got
Another
space
one
on
to
my other
collect.
cheek.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, Chang, thanks for speaking to us, Pascal.
Of course.
And I'll see you whenever.
Yeah.
Cool, bye. So I'm here with Max, who is a previous king of Warfare.
Yes, indeed.
But you're not wearing your crown. Where's the crown, Max? Where's the crown?
crown's gone. Rob took my crown last year.
Little shit.
Yeah, indeed.
Though I did look yesterday and you were very near the top. Are you
I
going
was
to do
at the top. Yeah, I was at the top of the end.
Are you still at the top?
No, I'm still no.
So you lost the game?
I lost it, unfortunately. Yeah, turn 7 might have changed it, but to be honest, it was a really tight game. It was really, really fun. It's a guy, Peter Wench, I believe. And he's
the Abyssal
Army. Very good Abyssal Army. Very fun.
So we're both on 3-1, so we might be facing each other.
That would be. I hope so.
In fact, I remember last time when you got your crown, you were due to face me and Chris Lynch had already played each other.
That's true.
So we were like, let's play somebody else, and you were like, no. Didn't want to fight me. You didn't want to fight Chris. You ran away. You're a coward king.
I went by the rules that they said. They said on the second day.
Rules, schmools. You ran away.
I did run away. I used the tactical decision to avoid 2 of the best players, and
That's okay. I don't mind because you're adorable, and you possibly have the prettiest eyes in Kings of War.
Thank you very much. I'll take that. Go on. Doesn't help me today though, unfortunately.
Yeah. On the bright side, I don't think Rob's actually doing as well as he previously
He's not.
did.
No, he's not. I feel like the crown's going to be taken from him as well.
Yeah.
Which is good news for me.
And you
but-
were walking around in a cape, and Rob hasn't got a cape. He's clearly not flamboyant enough to be king, so we're going to have to kick him out and get a new king.
Yeah. Maybe if he had the cape, he might have, might have given him that extra bit of luck.
It styles everything, man.
Yeah,
Style.
I agree. Yeah.
Cheers, thanks a lot. Catch you later. Dean, have you got a couple of minutes for the Mantic Universe podcast?
I always have a couple of minutes for the Mantic Universe podcast.
Did I say the wrong thing then?
No, that is it. No, you said the right thing.
Sorry, it's been a long weekend.
It has been
I'm
quite
slowly
long.
losing the plot, to be honest. I hear you're in a brutal 3-way with Andy Marshall and Florence Maunders as to who's the best Kingdoms
Who's the
of
best
Men.
man? Yeah, indeed.
Kingdoms of Men?
Yeah, the best Kingdoms of Men player. It's not me, it's fair to say.
I heard you needed to be top 11 to do it.
Yeah, I needed to hit 11th to be best Kingdom of Men player, and I lost my last game, so that's definitely not going to happen. I had 3 losses, 2 wins.
I'm on the same.
Yeah.
Lost
You had Ian Sturgis last game, didn't you?
Yeah,
That's
it was
painful.
super close, it was super swingy. I mean, I wavered his Coral Giant for like 4 turns in a row. It was so close. And then on turn 7, he wind blasted the sodding Phoenix out of the control zone.
Hector is broken.
And it went from a draw into a loss. So it was a great game, but
Yeah.
got some bits at the weekend, so I'm going to do a bit more Trident Realms this year.
Yeah?
I've got an old army that I just haven't touched in ages, so
Chasing the meta.
I'm going to refresh it. So
you were playing Basileans that aren't fly Basileans, that were more mixed dance Basileans,
I
right?
had Julia, because Army of Girls, and 1 unit of Elohi is balanced. I had 1 unit of Knights, 1 Phoenix.
Well, just the one?
Yeah, Horde of Sisterhood, Horde of Spearmen. It's all quite...
I think Sisterhood Hordes are amazing. Rampage million?
Rampage 40.
Rampage 40.
It was great in one game. Charged the Glade Walker Druid, 40
Rampage
attack.
40?
Oh, Rampage 10, so they get 40
Jeez,
attacks.
okay, yeah.
Overran into a Horde of Elementals and took them off as well. So
I had the terrain rules they had. In the last game I had it was on a skull table, and the special terrain they had was these pools of skulls, and if you were touching them, you gain
rampage.
You get rampage or slayer, or they made up one for chariots as well. So you get 6 attacks, but also you have to charge if you can. So it was the first time the terrain has really impacted how you play the game, because you have to charge, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
I had last time we were here, I was on that table and I had like little Ali McSween, a little halfling covered in blood running out of the thing. She didn't do it. But,
I tried.
But gonna have a run around. I think they're about to call the announcements so we can see how well we didn't do.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye bye. And Warfare has a new king. I'm here with
Justin Gisby Clark.
Woo! And what were you running?
Dwarves, Imperial.
So you're telling me that the biggest tournament in the country, Clash of Kings, was won by Dwarves, and now the second biggest tournament in the country was won by Dwarves. What's the secret sauce?
Just copy someone else's list, because it works.
I've tried that before and it isn't.
Thanks.
Maybe it's just me.
Thanks, Dan Wright, for giving me inspiration and basically copying your list.
Was it exactly the same list, or did you change it up?
23 to 1995, so obviously minus the Behemoths and the Flame Belcher. Mastiffs are brilliant, definitely go for Mastiffs. And the little Ordered March, fantastic as well.
So you've done beautifully before with Twilight King, and Dwarves, your new army for the next year?
Dwarves and Night Stalkers, so a combo between two.
Yeah, you've got to change things
I'm a
up
meta
bit.
player, right?
And you've got the fancy crown on.
Yes.
Does it still smell slightly from when Max and Rob had it?
It smells awful, but yeah. Hopefully I'll make it worse.
Bit of Febreze, it'll be fine. Beautiful. So we're going to be seeing you next year to withhold your crown?
Absolutely. I'm going to come back and try my best.
Excellent. Cheers for speaking
Cheers.
to us. Have fun. So I'm here with Steph, who's one of the writers for Goonhammer. I've seen you've been posting a lot of stuff online recently.
Hello, I'm waving, but you can't see it because I'm a disembodied voice.
Basically, all I really need to know from you is, what is a goon? And why'd you have to hammer them? Or is it a goon made of hammers?
So it comes from the old Something Awful forums, which internet people of a certain vintage, i.e. older people than me, will understand, and I assume it's funny to them, but honestly what matters to me is that for some reason they continue to allow me write articles. But they are decent, so, if you have time, give them a read. I'll be writing up this one in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. And I see you've been gunning for top Varangur Player of the Year without actually being the top scoring Varangur Player of the Year.
That has changed today, thank you very much.
So you are now the top scoring Varangur Player in the country?
I mean, I already was, but now I have a score that contributes to the top Varangur scores in the country, rather than riding on people's coattails.
So I think there's only one, maybe two tournaments left. Are you secure that you are going to get to Masters with Varangur?
If not, I'm going to have to break the kneecaps of the guy who's chasing me up to the next place, and we both happen to be at the Ribble Rumble in 2 weeks, so pressure's on.
Excellent.
You can't see me crossing my fingers because I'm a disembodied voice.
How are you going to do it? Sledgehammer, steel toe caps, brick in a sock?
I've got a boyfriend for that shit. Just point them at each other and say, do around one shot. Are you looking at my boyfriend's partner? Fucking partner. Fucking partner.
And he's run down the corner and he's running away. I don't think he's going to break those kneecaps for you, Steph. Come back, there's violence to do, you coward. No, sorry, he's gone. Thanks for speaking to you. I think he's actually got the car key, so you better run and catch up with him.
I should indeed. Thank
Marvellous.
you, lovelies.
Cheers. And there we have it for another year. Fantastic tournament. Everybody had fun. Smiles all around. And remember, boys and girls, keep counter. No, wait, that's the wrong podcast, isn't it? What podcast is it? Where the hell am I? God, it's been a long weekend. Run, everybody. Save yourself. Or just go and play some more Kings of War. Thank you and good night.